Jackie.
Hi, Clay.
Hi, Nene.
Hello.
Great meeting you for the first time.
I know. Thank you for having me here.
Nene, we have a great guest today. She is in the industry of photography. She is a well-known wedding photographer in Wisconsin and the outer outlining areas. She owns MNX Creatives. Tell me about your company. We're curious.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit.
So I started 4 years ago. This will be my 4th year in wedding photography. This year I am trying to dabble more into destination photography. So I'm actually working outside of the Milwaukee area now. I will be in Florida, New York, Rhode Island next year. So that'll be really fun.
Wow.
I know.
You do have a good Chicago clientele,
Yes,
though, too.
I'm in and out of the city. I'm like always in and out of Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm at least in Chicago like 3 times a month.
Yeah, she's incredible.
That's quite incredible. Tell me about how are you gaining your clients from Chicago? Where are you getting them from? Where are they coming from, all your clients?
Well, that's a really interesting. When I first started, it was a lot of friends. And then from, I think, social media, I always like tag Chicago. And I'm always traveling as well, like aside from photography. So then I post the photography that I already take in the city. And then I tag the city and people usually find me that way. Or recently on TikTok, I have been like reaching out to brides that are out of state. TikTok is a really good place to find brides because usually they're posting like, I'm searching for a wedding photographer, leave a comment, and then I leave my comment, and that's how I get my clients.
Absolutely brilliant.
TikTok is where it's at.
Yes.
The reason why I wanted Nene on today, her and I have worked together multiple times on shoots and stuff like that, but she recently did this TikTok rant that I was just like, girl, keep it real. And I shouldn't say rant because rant just sounds like so negative, but it was like informative, like for the brides to be like, hey, this is what's up. So I'm like, oh my God, we need her on the podcast.
Right.
I mean,
and I have to tell you, you know, the photography that you have and the videography, and I come across your posts all the time because they just pop up on my TikTok. And as you know, I'm a huge TikTok fanatic. You know,
love it.
You know, I start at 8 o'clock at night, and the show ends at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Literally.
And I'm still scrolling through the same crap.
we have this rule, like, no texting past time, but like, it's like, I just have to send you these 85 TikToks. And
I know, right. But, you know, I think what really is catching, and let's talk about this, just take a few minutes to talk about it, is the fact that I've come across so many people in the industry, not venue owners, but in other areas of catering, photography, videography, decorating that don't utilize social media, and I feel that is it's huge.
Wild.
Well, it's not wild. It is wild for me. It's wild because I think that you know, we live in this time, and if you're going to gain new prospects, social media is really where it's at. I feel like most brides, and maybe you'll agree with me or not. I know many of them are word of mouth through my venues, but I know that many of them are capture us on you know, whatever it may be.
They also want to see what
Facebook,
you're
Instagram.
up to. So if you haven't updated your Instagram since like 2022 and you're an active vendor, I automatically think they went out of business.
Right.
If they have
Right.
nothing on their Instagram or Facebook.
Correct.
I'm like, oh, maybe they went out of business.
You're right. Yeah, we're always proficient with that, just continually posting. But I want to ask you a few questions, Nene. And let's kind of backtrack a little bit into how you're getting your clients. You shared with me that, you know, you go to Chicago, you do a lot of photography there, and then you tag Chicago. That's smart.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so incredibly smart, and I hope, you know, people that are out there right now kind of take this, you know, take this as a big learning experience, because this is how you increase your profits. This is how you take a $30,000 a year job and turn it into a $300,000 a year job.
Yes.
This is how you take 5 weddings and turn it into
From a thousandaire to a millionaire.
Yes,
right.
exactly.
It's true, and we are so blessed because I'm older than both of you.
You are?
Well, I just turned 28. But anyway, I grew up in a time where I had to pay ads. Well, you remember that, Jackie?
Yeah.
Worked with me.
Yeah.
We decide, do we want to spend $500 for an ad or $1,000 for an ad?
Us weekly called us. Do we want to be featured? To be on our, you know?
There should be zero reason why any vendor in this business should not utilize social media.
I know.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
Even if it's once
TikTok.
a week. I mean,
Yes.
just make sure you're putting content out there.
And if you
I want to
don't-
hear a
yeah.
little bit more from you about your social media. When you say tagging, etc., share with that because I know what it is. Jackie does, but maybe a lot of our listeners don't know.
Yeah, so I know it can be really daunting and sometimes like really annoying that you have to like keep posting. Sometimes you don't think the hashtags are working, but a lot of my clients actually do come from the hashtags that I use in my post.
And what are some of your hashtags you use?
Sometimes I use like hashtag Milwaukee,
Queen all day.
hashtag Milwaukee photographer or hashtag Milwaukee wedding photographer or
Yep.
hashtag like just the city that you want to be in and then like wedding photographer or photographer. Because even if they're not searching up the hashtag, it'll come up because their keywords are like their city and photographer. And then like your post could come up within like the feed that they're looking at. And then you'll like start popping up on like
And it's not
people's
even
pages.
someone searching for a hashtag, or do they do that, or is it just come up in the algorithm? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's both
Are
because
people
I know
clicking on the hashtags?
Yes, because
Okay.
I know some people have told me, like clients who have booked me, that they have clicked on a hashtag and then
Got it.
scrolled through and like look at the posts that are tagged under there. Yeah, and then based
when a
on
bride is in
there,
bride mode, she's like looking
looking
searching
all there. Yes,
everything,
exactly.
anything she could get her hands on.
Yep.
So like Milwaukee brides, that's what I do on Instagram.
Yes, I do
etc.
too, yeah.
So would you say that?
Weddings.
Yep, Milwaukee
as
weddings.
important on Instagram as it is on TikTok to do your hashtags?
Yes.
Well, now they're limiting
Yep,
on both of
to
them
5.
to 5.
They are. You can only
which
do
is
5.
interesting. I feel like that's just a new
But
development.
you can
Yes,
post
but-
more and then you can add more tags.
Yeah, but I think they do that just so that you can be more specific, and then the algorithm is able to help you be more specific. Because
Yeah.
I feel like the bad thing about hashtagging too is sometimes you just do everything under the sun, and then your post becomes too vague,
Yeah.
and then it kind of gets lost in the
right.
sauce. So you want to be as like specific as possible
Yeah.
when you're hashtagging, because then like it'll come up
and
with
not
the
use
algorithm.
the same ones every time.
Yes.
You have to
So
switch it up.
Nene just does photography in Chicago, and she is getting ready to post her photography. What are the 5 hashtags she uses?
Ooh, I'm doing hashtag Chicago wedding photographer, hashtag Chicago loop. Yeah, and then like
Windy
hashtag.
City ever?
Yes, I did
Okay.
do Windy City as
Okay.
well. Or
Awesome.
like, and then like
Smart woman.
20, yeah.
Smart. So smart.
So how did you
Yeah.
get started? Like, what was your starting point? Like, was this your first?
No, my.
Like, how did your career, like, just in general, like working as an adult, like, what was your first job, and then what led you to be where you are?
Yeah, so it's a really fun story. I went to school for musical theater, and when I was in musical theater,
Here?
no, I went
Okay.
to Southern Illinois University in
Okay.
Carbondale, so that's like a 9-hour drive from here.
Yeah.
I pursued musical theater, and in musical theater, you always have to get updated headshots because
Yeah.
you have to be as updated when you're like going to auditions.
Yeah.
And my alma mater is like in the middle of nowhere. Like the closest city was 2 hours away, and it was St. Louis. And also we're like broke college students, so like none of
Yeah.
us could afford to get $500, $1,000 headshots.
You
And then
went
like
to Carbondale. Oh my God.
I know.
Wow.
Did you grow up
Yeah,
there?
cool.
No,
Very
I
cool.
here?
I grew up here.
Okay.
Yep. So I've always had like an interest in photography, so I was like, why don't I just like pick up a camera and like just start doing headshots for me and my like my friends. And, I just started doing actor headshots, and I realized I didn't like doing actor headshots. So I started doing more creative things because I grew up watching like America's Next Top Model, Say
Yeah.
Yes to the
Like
Dress.
lifestyle stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it's so fun. And like, it's even better because I had, friends in theater. So like, they're all super expressive, like they're actors. So they're able to like portray characters. And like, it was just really fun to do all of these like fashion editorial type photography.
It's the best.
Yes. And then from there, once I graduated, I actually took a break from theater because I was doing it for 13 years. And I did it professionally for, I think, like 8 of those years.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I was performing for a long
Phenomenal.
time. Yeah. And I decided to go into photography full time right out of graduation. I'm like a person that's commit to the bit, and like it's all or nothing. So I was
That's
like,
amazing.
if I'm not on the stage, I'm gonna have to do something else, and I decided to just fully commit to doing photography.
And you're still on the stage.
Yep.
Do you
Every
miss
weekend.
Occasionally.
acting? Like, would you do acting, singing, both?
I'm an actor, singer. So I'm a
Okay.
singer and then actor first,
Okay.
and then I also dance.
Oh,
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Do you still dabble in that at all anymore? I mean, are there times when that is like has become your hobby now, and then your photography is your work?
Yeah, it's become that. Well, one of the reasons why I also left was because it's a huge commitment to be in
Yes.
show business. Like, I was sacrificing so much of my personal life to be on the stage. And I feel like some people don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I really was like missing out on my entire family. I missed.
But it's interesting too, to not to cut you off, but going from missing stuff to going in the wedding industry, which is like kind of similar. Like if you have a what, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I mean, yes, you have more creative freedom to say, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to take this job, I don't want to. If you have like something important going on, like a cousin's wedding or whatever, fine. But it's interesting too, because I feel like the wedding industry, being on the vendor side on the wedding day, can also take up so much time. Obviously not as much, like, you know,
Yeah.
there's so much more with practicing
Yeah.
performances and all that stuff.
I think that's why I was easily able to adapt to become a photographer, because
Yeah.
it's almost like the
Right.
same like commitment.
Yeah.
Like you're doing just as much work. It's just with wedding photography, I had more flexibility to be present with
Completely.
my family.
The
Yeah.
flexibility kind of, you're not forced to have to do this show every single weekend.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm like, not in
Jackie just
rehearsals.
said, you
Yep.
know, you kind of make your own schedule. So being a photographer and moving into kind of your destination weddings, right? That
yes.
you're doing in other cities, that's super exciting. What are a couple things that have made you successful? What are kind of the ingredients? I know we just touched on social media. That's really important. And let's just kind of go back to that.
Yeah.
The platform you utilize a lot, number one, is what? TikTok?
Instagram.
Does that become Instagram is your
Yeah.
one? Instagram is the priority.
Yes.
Then you go to TikTok.
Yes.
Do you utilize Facebook anymore?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people are like, no, I don't do Facebook. Let me tell you, there's still people that are
There's
in their
mothers
40s,
on there.
50s that are getting married.
Yes.
And they have money too.
Yes.
And they're looking on Facebook. They don't do Instagram. They don't
But there's
do
also
TikTok.
family members on there that'll be like, hey,
We're looking.
There are,
for-
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, hey, I just saw this great photographer, or venue or whatever it may be,
Yes.
or,
Agreed.
bridal accessory.
Yeah,
You know,
most
to
of
do
my
that.
brides this past year was from Facebook.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
run ads at all?
Sometimes, but I'm in the Wisconsin brides like Facebook page and like the Wisconsin brides to be
I'm too.
page. Yeah.
I'm too. Like
Got it, got it.
I constantly say how good it is to like be in there to see from a bride's perspective
Yes.
of like things they're looking for, price points they're looking for, which is another thing I know we kind of like talked about a little bit, but transparent pricing. So
Yes.
it's like, do you put out there, because obviously you don't want to waste a bride's time and you don't want to waste your time if they can't meet within the budget.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you accomplish like putting your pricing out without being like pushing people away, so to say?
I put like my starting price on my website, and then that usually gets clients
so
to
smart.
interested, and then I send them like the rest of my packages.
Yeah.
Sure,
for them to
that's
look
fine.
at,
You're getting
yeah.
them interested. And really what's going to get somebody interested in photography is the photography.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that truly is. I hear this from, so many of my clients, and I hear it from so many photographers, and telling me, Clay, if it's anything that they're spending money on, spend it on photography.
Yes.
Because that
Yep.
is really what you
You're
want.
going to have those pictures
Yes.
forever. I mean,
That is
there's
what you take
things
home.
you can always cut back on, of course. But it's like
Exactly.
photography, the same with videography. It's like you want to capture those moments.
Exactly.
It's so funny because my sister had a video, and it was right when Films by Design was starting, and they didn't have any microphones. Like it was just all, and the guys look back on it and they're like, oh my gosh, like this was, we've come so far. And I'm like, but you can still capture the emotion. So I think that's the big thing with photography too. It brings you back to the actual like
Feeling of the
emotion.
day, yeah.
Yeah. Of
Exactly.
the day.
Oh,
It's
completely,
amazing.
definitely. So we talked about social media being one ingredient in the growth of your business, and I'm a super fan of social media. We're actually getting our TikTok together, getting ready. Our person that does our TikToks, Khalid, for here is going to be doing all our TikToks for our wedding venues, because I'm noticing so much more play on TikTok for Milwaukee now that I've ever seen.
Yes.
I never used to see a lot of Milwaukee.
Yep.
Hashtag Milwaukee, whatever. I'm telling you. And now it's like the one guy that dances, what's his name? He's always on my TikTok.
Sasquatch?
No, it's another guy. Anyway, blonde hair, glasses. He does the Milwaukee dance. Anyway, he's huge. So now people are really tuning into Milwaukee.
But wait, can I just say, do you guys know who the Sasquatch is?
No idea.
So during COVID, like, you know, we were all squirrely. Everyone was going on live. This is when the creators, I feel like, made a shit ton of money.
Yes.
I'm telling you, like, shit ton of money. This guy would go on in a Sasquatch costume with a saxophone and call himself the Saxsquatch and perform. And you guys, I like would chime in and be like, oh my God, these are like bops. Like, he's literally playing like, you know, whatever, like good music. So I was at Summerfest this year. He was on one of the freaking stages. And I go, you guys, all my friends who are TikTok people. I'm like, the Sasquatch is on right now. We are on the Miller Dock. And they're like, huh? What are you talking about? I'm like, never mind. None of you guys are on TikTok.
And then you get it.
But it's definitely becoming more prevalent now. People are seeing.
It's insane.
Yes.
So is the girls, MKE, talk podcast, etc. But there's so much. So then social media is definitely something that is going to increase your profits for anybody in the industry.
Well, I think having a conversation too with brides, like you're able to like be accessible to them instead of an email. Like people will pop in the comments and like have a conversation that way and get to know your photographer, which I think that's the biggest thing for us too. Like, yes, you listen to our podcast, but you can see and be a part of the conversation on TikTok, which I think is like such a great thing.
Right,
The comments,
right.
Yeah.
Tell me what another ingredient is. Tell me something else that attributes to your success.
Ooh. I know you guys talked a lot about it in your podcast, but like replying quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. You do listen to our podcast.
Yes, I do.
Nini, I love you already because I can't tell you, and I bring it up all the time, and people always have excuses. I just had somebody say to me, well, I was busy at a wedding. I was coordinating it. You know, learn how to multitask. Honestly. You know, you had to go to the bathroom at some point of that night, right? So when you're in the bathroom, respond to your client.
Yeah.
That could be you don't know if that's going to be a $3,000 loss, $6,000, $10,000, $20,000 loss. And I'm just saying the loss because if they have your product or if they're in your venue and then they're so happy, they're telling other people. So you know, you really, really can lose if you don't respond.
Yeah.
And I've said that over and over again. And that's number 2. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, like, even if it's not like a full response, just letting them know, like, hey, I saw your email. I'll reply to you. Like, I'm currently out.
I saw your text. I'm busy right now. I'll text you later.
Yep. Just to let them know. Because, you know, it's worse than like waiting for hours.
You know, Amy that owns My Dream Centerpiece. I don't know if you know Amy. Mm-mm. Amy always picks up her phone. She could be in the middle of putting together a centerpiece at a wedding at a country club, and she answers her phone.
Oh, yeah, that's not me.
I'm just saying.
I know. Sometimes
you're in a different facet of it.
Yeah, I'm
we're
more,
dealing
with,
creative. We're talking about clients and customers that want it
like
now.
If you're editing,
and
you're not going to have your phone on like full blast, like, right? Like, are you Oh, you do?
Yeah,
I know. I'm going to tell you right now, Nene has her phone on all the time, and she's not going to miss $1.
Yeah. No, for
I know.
Sure.
I
but
can tell.
Yeah, we're different. You deal with the client directly. I deal with stores. So nothing's like urgent.
Right. And what I have always said, and I'm going to stand by it, is that there's a lot of photographers out there, and she knows there's other great photographers out there. And if they see her price is $4,000, $5,000, and then they see so-and-so's price is $4,000, $5,000, the photography looks the same, they call her first, she doesn't answer, she doesn't text back, she doesn't email back, what's her name does? Guess who's getting the client?
Yep.
She just made $4,000. So to me, that's really important. Next thing, what else?
I would say showing the right amount of your personality. I just talked about this earlier this year.
Tell me about that.
Yes,
I'm interested in that.
For me personally, I grew up like my whole life because I only knew about like, you know, being in a corporate world. So like it feels like to me like a professional is someone who's like serious and stoic. So like you don't really try to show, I don't know, like a lot of your personality.
No,
at least for me.
Not a lot of emotion either.
And like not a lot of emotion.
Very programmed, very regimented.
Yes, like just straight to business. And for a long time I thought that. And you know, obviously.
And being very fake.
Yes.
Like there's those memes now on TikTok. They're like
not the memes.
No, not the memes. They
the memes, yes.
No, not the memes. No, the memes on not memes on TikTok, and they crack me up.
Memes,
the memes, whatever. The memes. So
Beef pizzle.
the funniest one this week was how fake people are in corporate when they go to a Zoom. And it started off like, you know, you hear, well, hello, Jenny, how are you today? Hi, Jack, how are you today?
Yes,
Hi, Jenny, how are you today?
Oh, I'm
it's
so
all
opposite.
so fake. Nobody
like,
gives
what's up,
a damn.
Paul?
Yeah.
And you're so right. You're not showing your true personality.
So when I first started out, I like was like that because that's all I knew. But obviously that wasn't landing because it's just like, okay, well, this person is only, how are you going to trust this person with your most thoughtful memories if they just can't even relate to you?
Feel like, I mean, from your experience, if you have a little bit of playfulness and fun and show your personality, you're going to get better pictures.
Yes.
Because they're not like,
you're
not like, pose, stand up. So you're like, okay, girl, like, loosen it up. Like,
but yeah, I'm talking like before that, like when you first meet them and like you're on a call with them.
Okay.
Yes. Cause I'm like, once I'm like in a shoot, girl, I will be left and right. Yes, girl.
Yeah.
Pose, girl. Yes. Yeah. I got you. Yeah. So I was like, in those instances, like I'm much more myself. But like, I feel like when I'm first meeting someone for a long time, I was very like, I'm business, like very stoic, and like I feel like. You mean
with photography when you would meet with the client at the beginning?
Yeah, the first time, the consult call,
and then just becoming yourself now, right?
Yes,
it's so important.
It's so
I'm
much
telling
better,
you, like it's crazy to me because, and you know, you make me think about just being yourself and my personality. I'm kind of just like whatever. I mean, I'll talk to
people want to buy
wall.
from you. I've said this since that first podcast. People, yes, your product is going to speak for itself,
right,
100%.
Right.
But people want to work with you and pay you.
Well, it's interesting
for who you are as well.
Yes.
Right. I had a client Sunday, yesterday. They had the big Krampus thing down. It's a big Christmas thing. Vendors in the Pabst District, they utilize my barley room every year. And this woman calls me. She texts me. She says, hey, this is Ashley. I'm interested in a wedding. I just sent you an email. And if she just sent me an email and she's interested in a wedding, it's like, you want a response right away. She's like, getting to know. So anyway, I called her and she says, oh, hey, Clay, I'm in the hospital right now in Waukesha. I'm with my mom. She's not doing very well. I'm with my fiance and, we'd like to do a tour. Can I ask you a bunch of questions? She asked me a bunch of questions. I said, you know what? Call me when you're done at the hospital. Maybe you need a little enlightenment and there's a big holiday thing going on down here.
Oh,
and that might make you smile.
Yeah.
And she appreciated that so much and I truly meant that. I'm like, you sound just down as a person. Her and her fiance, Luis, came. He owns like all these properties in West Dallas. He's developing this amazing new coffee house. They are going to book with me the barley room. They are the coolest couple. Immediately when they walked in, I'm like, oh my God, you guys are so laid back. And it was just being myself in a conversation over the phone with her as if I was talking to you, Jackie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my personality does not change.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same all the time. With new clients, with other clients,
I think that's
with friends.
something you learn as you go on in this business too. Like at first you're just like almost scared. You don't want to say the wrong thing or whatever. But then it's like, you know what? If the client's not right for you, they're not right for you.
Yeah.
Everything works itself out. And I think as your business grows, you become more confident.
Yes,
in your brand.
Completely. And I could tell, and that's one ingredient that I know when I just met you, your smile and your glow, that is why you're in business.
Thank you.
The same goes for our videographer Adam, who is our camera person here for our wedding files. His personality, he's just himself.
Yeah.
And I think that goes so long.
Yeah,
as long as
way.
it's a good personality.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I had photographers and videographers come in, and I'm like, wow, okay.
Like no personality, like,
nothing.
I'm thinking, how are you going to get these couples to loosen up if you're just so like, okay, let's now get shots with the bridesmaid. It's like,
right.
Okay.
Anyway. But you're right. It's your personality, and when they meet you, and they can connect with you on TikTok.
Yes.
And that, to me, I think is the most important thing.
Yeah.
If we are, if we're doing this show and we're not ourselves, Jackie, people are going to be like,
what the heck?
Okay, Clay Clay was super friendly on his wedding files, and he's a total jerk asshole in person as a wedding venue owner.
That's why I said.
So I think the consistency is really good there.
Yeah,
and people need to check themselves too.
Yeah, I said to Nene before she came on, she's like, "Are there any questions?" I go, "No, like we're ourselves. We just shoot the shit." And I'm like, "If you swear, it is what it is. We keep it real."
Right.
You know.
So I think personality is definitely key in the success of your business.
So let's talk some
and loving what you do. And let me one other thing. And loving what you do.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very passionate.
People see your passion. They want it. You know, brides see how you are communicating with them in their photo shoot. At the venue, they want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
They're more comfortable with you.
Yep, they're only as confident as you are. Yeah.
What do you want to talk about, Juicy? You always want the dirty stuff, Jackie. Why do you always want to talk about the dirty stuff?
Well, like what? Like if you think in your career. So how many years have you been doing this?
4.
4.
Yeah.
Does anything stand out from you and be like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened? Like anything that's like crazy. I mean, you don't have to use names or like even a situation with you where you're like, I can't believe I did that, or I can't believe whatever, stuff like that. Is there anything that like pops out?
Is there anything crazy that happened at a wedding that you're just like, oh my God?
And maybe it's not necessarily you, but maybe it's like another vendor where you're like, oh my God, I saw this or that or blah, 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 and how they handled it.
Honestly, knock on wood, I've had a really good experience my last 4 years. Like I haven't had anything that's like insane.
You're like a new baby bird. You still have stuff.
Yeah, so I'm like, I still have things to learn. I mean, like the craziest thing that's happened to me is like a wedding was 2 hours late, but it was because
2 hours late.
Yes. Okay. So this couple had booked me for 10 hours and we were there on time, and I was texting the bride and I was like, hey, where are you guys at? Like, why is there no one at your venue? And she wasn't responding for like 15, 20 minutes. And I called her and I was like, are you okay? I was like, is there a wedding today? I was like, what's going on? Yeah.
Were you freaking out then? Did you think you had the wrong date? Or like,
well, no, I was just like freaked out because I was there with my second shooter and I was like, are they here yet? Because we were literally there for like an hour at this point.
Yeah, sure.
And we found out that it was because her makeup artist had double booked that day and forgot that she double booked that day. And so then makeup was delayed like 2 hours.
Oh, that happens. Let me tell you, that happened many times.
Yep. And so then
with us, we had a makeup artist 3 hours late a few weeks ago.
That's crazy.
3 hours late.
I can't handle
And
that.
unfortunately, I had to tell her off, and I did. And the bride was okay with that.
Yeah.
Because the bride was so
listen,
calm
15
and
minutes like if traffic happens, like life happens.
I didn't tell her off. I just shared with her what a poor experience
but like, aren't you like following up with your client like right before to be like, hey,
on this day,
like
time.
This is what we talked about.
We talked about the last episode.
Like always check in with your bride a week before. Okay.
Oh my God.
See you tomorrow.
A week, the day before. I always text my brides the day before. Or even that morning, too, and say, hey, it's Clay. I know, you got all your vendors and everything, but if you need anything, just let me know. I'm driving around to all the venues today. Just so they know they've got that support there.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, I'm always...
What about the craziest thing that's happened at a wedding? Have you ever had any crazy things happen? Have you ever seen anything crazy?
Like guests or anything?
Have you seen guests? Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's what we're asking.
Okay, so I think my second year, I was second shooting for a friend, and she was shooting for like a close family member.
Okay.
And the bridal party, they're all like very close. They like grew up together, and so they're very comfortable with each other. And they were drunk like out of their minds,
Obliviated,
before the ceremony.
Sure.
And the thing
before the
was,
ceremony?
yes. So they were just like,
Remember I told you about that couple at my place? The girl-
well, they were like icing each other because that's when like
ice
that
was,
was like a big thing. So like they were icing each other and they were doing shots and they were drinking, and
oh my God,
they literally almost got into a fight, like. Almost
like a fist fight?
Yes, like a fist fight, because like they grew up together, so like they fought like siblings, so like they were all ready to just tussle.
Clay, do you know what icing is? The Smirnoff Ice, where you like hide it, and then if they find it, they have to go on one knee and slam the whole thing.
Yeah.
I shouldn't do this moment.
Green screen.
That's why we keep the microphone so low.
I literally.
Can you move it up? Because I think it's trying to do something with your left.
It's in my breast.
My breast.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Technical difficulties. Please hold. Please hold.
So anyway,
I did it
we
to
were
my
talking
brother-in-law
about
once.
Jackie's sexual movements she makes when she's making an accessory, a bridal gown.
My brother-in-law, this is when
Yeah.
I lived together with my sister and my brother-in-law. I took the top of the lid of the toilet.
Yeah.
I duct taped an ice to there and I closed it. Well, then when he went to go to the bathroom, we're like, you have to take it.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy. I've never heard of that
and
before.
we're watching him like, because we're like, open the door.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
you get out.
God. But
Maybe
isn't that something
I'm
that...
gonna ice you an
Is
episode
that a
once.
20-something thing, or is that a
ice him.
Milwaukee thing?
I mean,
No, it was like everywhere.
doing it
really?
Yeah.
Nobody ever said that in their
I
life
was doing
to
it
me.
like 15 years ago. Like
Never
literally.
heard of icing. I never. Anyway, okay, so they almost got in a
We're gonna
fight.
bring
Yeah,
back
like,
icing.
Before the ceremony?
Yeah. And
Like the girls just were
Yes,
like,
the girls did.
Did you get some great pictures?
well, we were just like, what do we
would've been
do? Yeah.
Wait, did you take a picture of the icing at all?
I did. I have
Okay.
pictures of it.
Like
yeah.
this?
That's so funny.
No, yeah, they were like, they almost got into a fight, but like the bride was like, okay, everybody needs to like calm down. Everyone needs to take a breather.
That's
and so then, yeah,
wild.
it was that was
my
crazy. I was
gosh.
like, what?
That is
what do we do?
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about icing. I'm gonna bring
There's
it back.
so many
Christmas time. Stay
times-
tuned.
So many times that has happened in this business. Just people that even don't drink, and then think they can drink so much.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
fighter when I
Right.
drink. I'm not a fighter.
Well, I'm just talking about people that,
Like, if you get me going
just
on
in
something,
general, yeah.
I'm a cry
So
baby.
that kind of was a trip when you see that for the first time, right?
And how?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even handle that stuff? Are you just like?
Literally, well, yeah, because I was like, luckily I wasn't the lead, so I was
Yeah.
like the second shooter, so I was just
Okay.
like, okay. I was like, I'll just take some pictures.
It's so
That's
weird when
so
you hear about the
funny.
stories,
Oh
but
my
then to
God.
like actually experience it, it's like
Yes.
so wild.
Yep.
What else?
crazy.
Anything else crazy happen?
I don't know.
Those are
I
two good
really
ones.
had.
How have you had such great
I
weddings?
know. I've had really calm, like chill brides, chill families. Like
Yeah,
my
you're so
experience.
lucky.
Yeah.
You
gotta
You're so
keep
lucky.
good vibes coming your way.
I know.
So it's
That's
not
why I like knocked out
Yeah,
because I was like,
good-
so far I haven't
good
had
vibes,
like
good
anything.
vibes.
Yep.
That's great.
Well, because sometimes these brides and mother-in-laws can just get so in their head, and I think they get so overwhelmed with the thought of all the things that need to be accomplished in the
Yeah,
day. They
yeah.
act out of character. Like,
Yeah.
it's not normally like who they are as people. I've only had it happen a couple times with brides who are just like, but, they apologize. And like, I'm so sorry. I was like completely sick.
Yeah.
So,
But I think it's also too, and it goes back to your personality and how you treat other people, and
we all lose our
I
shit from time to time. Just take accountability.
and I stress to my directors all the time. I'm like, when people come in, the photographers, et cetera, just go up and introduce yourself.
Yeah.
They might not have the time to do that,
Yeah, we're a
but just
team
introduce
today.
yourself to them and let them know you're around, and that if they need anything, do
Maybe
that
you
with
should
the
start hopping
mother-in-law,
on a
the
Zoom.
mother-in-laws, the mothers. I mean, there's so many people that you need to, if you're a director and just watching over the venue that day,
Yeah, for sure.
to talk to people so that you always have that open communication with everybody, and everybody knows who you are.
So what's next for you? Like, do you see yourself like having a team? Do you want to be like individual? Like, what do you, let's say 5 years from now, like what is your goal?
I would like to go international.
Yeah.
I want to go international
You
so
are
bad.
going to go international.
Yes.
Manifest
Yep,
that.
manifesting that. I would love to go international, and then in 5 years,
International for weddings?
yes, like being like photography.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Incredible.
overseas. Yeah, I think it would be so much fun. So close.
You're
I'm
going to
so
get there.
close. Yep.
Manifest
You're already
it.
on
Put it on your vision
destination.
board.
Yeah.
You're already on destination. I mean, that's quite incredible
Yeah.
to be able to be
In
able
4
to do
years,
that.
like you should be really proud of yourself.
and
Seriously.
Yeah.
are you married?
Funny story.
Engaged.
I'm married, engaged, and going to be getting married in June.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
Yep.
And your partner obviously is very supportive of your work.
Yes, he is the best person.
And he's probably like, oh my God, wait till she gets to overseas and I can just quit what I'm
Actually,
doing.
him, yeah.
And go with her.
My goal
and
is
be
to
her golf caddy.
Yeah, my goal is to retire
And then
him.
a camera caddy.
What does he do?
I want to retire him. He's a maintenance
That's
guy
cool. I
at his
love that.
at his job, so he can like fix anything.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and he's the biggest supporter of my dreams. Like he's the type of person
Love
that
that.
believes that I can dream bigger. Actually, he's like,
love
if you
that.
think that is your dream, I think you can dream bigger.
That is the perfect
International.
partner.
You're gonna get
And
it.
everybody should strive for somebody like that.
Yes, I'm very
for their
thankful.
success and their support. That's amazing.
So international, anything else?
We did talk about opening a wedding venue.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, well, because
Wonderful.
my husband and I, we do want to buy a lot of land, and I was like, well, if we're gonna have a lot of land, like, why not open like
What
a
area?
venue? Well, we really like the Mequon area. I really like all that open field.
There
There's
needs to be
something.
more. There's not a lot
Yeah,
out there.
if
Like,
I would, I
honestly.
mean, I'm obviously not going to tell you to open up near me, but I would. Although I welcome it anywhere, it doesn't even matter. I'm secure with my business, but the suburbs, out in the suburbs, is what's missing. And the suburbs are growing like the city is growing. They're both growing very largely. And city people will go out to the suburbs to get married, and suburban people will go to the city to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mequon, that whole area is kind of untouched. I know that my Rotunda venue in downtown Waukesha does very well. Number one, because we're affordable. Number two, we don't have a lot of competition.
Well, and some
Yeah.
people
We
don't like
don't,
going
and
into Milwaukee.
it's
They just
great.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people that usually are in Waukesha a lot, or those outlining areas, Pewaukee, Sussex,
don't wanna go
Oconomowoc,
past Highway 100.
They want to get
Yeah.
married in Menominee Falls. They want to get married in the
Yes.
suburbs.
Yeah.
So for us, it works really well, and I would definitely say a Mequon one would be phenomenal. That's
Yeah.
definitely something you should put on your platter for the next few
Yeah.
years. Plan it. Dream about it.
Exactly.
And execute it. That's
Thank
what
you
I
so
say.
much for coming on today.
Of
Seriously.
course. Thank you so much for having me here.
It's been
I love
fantastic, and it's MNX
Yes.
Creatives.
Correct.
Yes.
Photography.
Yes.
I love it.
MNX
Good.
Creative.
And how can we get in contact with you? How can our clients get in contact with you? Wait, we need to know your TikTok. We need to know your tell us all.
Okay, so my Instagram, you can find me on Instagram at MNX_CW and TikTok at Nini.Xiong.
Wonderful.
Love it.
And her photography is exceptional.
Incredible. And she shoots a lot with my accessories. So
Very
Yeah.
cool, very cool. Jackie, how can they get a hold of us?
how can they get a hold of us?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, here's Clay's phone number, 414. No, just kidding. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube.
I love it.
Love
Awesome.
it. Thank you so much, you guys.
Right, thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.